It's rare, but we are hearing from more drivers in Tennessee claiming they were pulled over and charged with DUI, even though they hadn't consumed any alcohol or drug.
Now, this comes after the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation was required by a bill passed last year to report all DUI arrests where no alcohol or other intoxicants are detected in a person's blood or breath.
10 News reporter Lauren Davis joins us to explain what drivers should know if it happens to them. Lauren?
John Robin, a traffic stop, a few questions, and then an arrest. Some Tennesseans say they weren't under the influence of drugs or alcohol when they were arrested, yet they were still charged with a DUI. I spoke with the Knoxville attorney about how often this happens and how to handle the situation if it happens to you. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation released a report stating in 2024, 419 Tennessee drivers were charged with DUI despite not testing positive for drugs or alcohol.
I knew from my personal experience handling a large number of DUIs that I experienced it maybe 10 times a year, but when you start looking at it as a statewide breath, I mean, that's a lot of mistakes.
And for those arrested who weren't impaired, it could ruin their lives.
They've had their freedom impinged upon, and most likely they've had their life destroyed. They may have lost their job, lost their career, lost their chance at education. There has to be a consequence when we trample on people's constitutional rights.
Tennessee Highway Patrol District 1 Knoxville had the most arrests for people with no substance detected at 41. A State Department of Homeland Security spokesperson says that's because the agency's primary mission is highway enforcement, and they cover more area than local agencies. The TBI screening also may not catch everything, but a Knoxville attorney says several factors could cause a driver to seem impaired, even if they aren't.
Somebody could be having a diabetic situation. Somebody could have a physical handicap that prevents them from driving, if you will.
If you find yourself in that situation, even if you are sober, you don't have to agree to be tested.
I think you have a right to refuse, and we have this sort of impingement upon our constitutional rights and the right to be free of unwarranted search and seizures.
There were nearly 17,000 blood testing submissions to the TBI's lab. The 419 people whose blood didn't test positive for drugs or alcohol, that's about 2.5% of the submitted samples, so this is still pretty rare, as John said earlier. John, Robin.
Lauren, thank you.